Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Magnum Martel, and welcome back to another beautiful video right here on my channel. So, if you can't tell by the title, I'm obviously going to be talking about the Ukraine situation going on here, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the truth. I was not going to make this video. I was considering just not doing it because I didn't really want to, and I had nothing to say. But it's quickly become one of those trending topics that even people who have absolutely no business actually talking about it have something to say. And I, as a commentator with lots and lots of opinions that most people don't like, have to, of course, have something to say about it. So I'm not doing no fancy cutaways, I'm not doing no fancy sound effects, I'm not even doing a fancy intro or outro. I'm just going to sit down and talk about it because this is a very serious discussion, and I'd like to just get my point across within a couple of minutes. So, for those of you who somehow have been living under a rock and haven't been paying attention, my God, I envy you as always. The Ukraine has been invaded by Russia. The Russians have decided to invade the Ukraine to take back what they think was or should still be theirs. And I have to tell you guys the truth. I don't really care. Everybody's going on and on about it. It's practically all you see. I've actually stopped completely looking at social media for the last 48 hours because I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. I've heard about nothing but Russia and the Ukraine for the last week and a half. It's to the point where even other commentators in the space, ones that I watch personally because I like hearing what they have to say, or I do a lot of similar content to them and I'd like to hear other people's thoughts on them while I work on my own videos, it's all they're talking about. Like, some of them have 5-6 videos about the matter. Every little update they've been stretching into a 10-minute piece. And a lot of them don't normally do that. They do 1-2 videos on a subject tops. They don't keep going on and on about it. They do what I do. And part of the reason I do that is because I know nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see everybody do a video on something. Nobody wants to see the same 7 people do 12 different videos each about one fucking topic every time some new development takes place. Because half that video is always spent recapping most of what goes on. Here's my opinion. I'm an American. I have lived in America my entire life. I've never actually even ever been out of the country. I've been on the border. Okay, you know what? Actually, yes, I have. I one time accidentally crossed over into Canada. Okay? Isn't it funny how the entire trucker situation going on up there and Justin Trudeau quite literally just pulling a Hitler and freezing bank accounts is being totally ignored now? It's almost like the two are a little bit planned. But you know what? I digress. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I have a few other things to say before we get there. Anyway, so I, as an American, personally, I'm in the boat of what happens over in the Ukraine and Europe. It's not directly affecting any of our allies as far as I know. Obviously, other than the Ukraine. And I don't think there's any reason for us, as America, to step into it. Personally, I don't like our president. President Alzheimer's over there is a fucking nutcase. I don't think he's qualified for this job. I don't think he knows what he's doing. And I know the only reason he wants to go to war and defend the Ukraine is because he has personal asset over there. And even if he doesn't, it's because the people who are whispering in his ear do. They want the Ukraine to remain independent of Russia for whatever reason. Russia's been wanting to take back the Ukraine for a very, very long time. And although I didn't necessarily like the last guy, at least he was in talks with them and working on it. And now President Alzheimer's over here is about to fuck up all those talks because Orange Man bad, Russia bad. Do I think that this entire thing is going to kickstart World War III? No. Actually, what I think is going to end up really happening is that we're either going to go over there and get involved, get our asses handed to us and get laughed at, or Putin's going to just going to go ahead and take it. Because, I mean, the people of the Ukraine are fighting back. They're armed. They have weapons and Molotovs, and they're fighting back themselves. And you know what? Good on them. I don't blame them in the slightest. In fact, I stand behind the people of the Ukraine who want to fight back from a foreign invader coming in and trying to take their country. Because here in America, it's exactly what we would do. Isn't it funny now how there's all these outlets and people going, I support the Ukraine! The people should be allowed to fight back! Coming from the same people that tell us here in America that we shouldn't be armed because we don't need to fight back. The bottom line is, I agree that the Ukraine should be allowed to fight back, but it's their fight. It's their business. Unless they directly beg us for help, and even then, everybody else has to be willing to help. It can't just be us. We can't be going over there and starting a war with Russia. The political climate here is incredibly touchy. So touchy that even the slightest misstep in the wrong direction or toward the wrong side of the aisle could result in what is effectively World War III. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Like I said, I think in the end, things are going to sort themselves out like they always do. But I'm just saying it right now. If it were to happen, Big Daddy Magnum is not getting drafted, and he's not going over there and fighting with the goddamn Russians because our president has Alzheimer's and a bunch of greedy fucks are whispering in his ear telling him to go to war. I'm not doing it. I'll draft dodge. I don't care. I might care about my country, but I'm not going to fight for a bunch of assholes who told me I have to because it's for their personal interest. Now, on to what I was saying about Canada. Isn't it funny how several weeks worth of stuff about these truckers, a subject that I was actually going to touch myself. I was getting there. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I've been very unmotivated lately. Like, when I haven't been at work, I haven't wanted to sit down and record videos. I recorded one that I have ready to upload, and it was one that I'd promised to do, but I'm like a week's behind on topics, so I'm going to have to go back and cover everything for like the last week and a half, 2 weeks now, because I haven't had time, and I haven't felt like doing it. But anyway, isn't it interesting how Trudeau going full Adolf Hitler, full Stalin, and freezing these truckers' bank accounts, trying to have them arrested, trying to have them labeled as terrorists, going full fascist over there is being completely ignored like it doesn't even exist anymore. Isn't it funny how the people that claim to be against fascism are nowhere to be seen saying anything about him? But no, now it's everybody is against Russia. Russia bad. Russia are the bad guys. Russia's doing the wrong here. Okay, war is a part of life. Countries invading one another and taking their shit and having to defend themselves, that's part of human history. That's never going to go away. I know we live in a world now, or at least here in America, we seem to think that war is this truly unforgivable thing that should be avoided at all times, and that violence is wrong no matter what format, although, funny, the same people that say that tend to swap their views as soon as it's beneficial to them to be violent, but I digress. What I'm getting at is that it's going to happen no matter what. If it wasn't Russia trying to invade the Ukraine, it was going to be, I don't know, fucking Kazakhstan trying to invade Guadalajara or some shit. It's part of life, and the news cycle has completely dominated it because of our involvement right now. Most of the world is probably watching and going, yeah, whatever, not really my problem. But I don't know that. I'm not from the rest of the world. I'm from here. And all I know is that I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. I've been trying to get away from political videos and discussions. Not entirely, obviously. I'm still going to touch on them sometimes. I still have my views and my opinions that I hold. And I'm still going to do videos about stuff. But this is one that I've been sitting here just waiting for it to blow over because I really don't care. I really don't want to be involved. I think the people of the Ukraine have got it right now. And if things escalate, we'll see where it goes. There's no way of knowing where this political powder keg is going to go. It could blow up in everybody's face by the end of the day. By tomorrow, the Ukraine could be conquered, or the Russians could go, you know what, fuck it, it's not even worth all the trouble, and turn around and go home. Hell, by tomorrow, Biden could be saying, I'm go hard for Russia, again. I mean, did you see his speech? The man literally had plants in the audience to ask the right questions. He had note cards. He was literally just doing a Q&A with the people with the approved questions. You know, sometimes I feel kind of bad for the old man, because I seriously believe, at this point, that he thinks it's still the Cold War. I think he really feels like he's sending CIA agents over there to fight against the KGB in a fucking endless battle of information. I don't know. All joking aside, I'm in the boat of, what happens over in Ukraine is not really my business. I have my view on it, but when it comes down to it, I don't care if Russia invades. I don't care if they win or if they lose right now, because as of right now, it has nothing to do with me and my life. As of right now, the only thing I'm worried about is getting drafted because I'm not fucking going. Plain and simple. And that's all I have to say about it. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about the Ukraine situation. And I'll see you in the next video. Because unless things get severe and I absolutely have to start touching on the subject, this is going to be the only video I do on the matter. I don't care. I want to get back to making the videos I wanted to make this week. And focusing on the stuff I care about. You know, I'm literally sitting here waiting for my paycheck to come through so I can go buy Elden Ring. Just fuck off with all this Ukraine shit. I'm sick of seeing it. I want to be able to look at my social media again without seeing 50 posts about the Ukraine and then one fucking meme about a dog licking its own asshole.